You want me to start?
What's up, everybody? Bree and Andrew here.
Hey everyone.
Today we wanted to discuss with you why we actually decided to move to Tennessee specifically. We have let out a bunch of videos of the entire process of us moving from Texas to Tennessee, but we never really said why we chose Tennessee. So that's what we're gonna go over today. So coming in number one, with the hot number one, is taxes.
Yep. So when we were living in Texas, for our 2,100 square foot home, I think we were paying close to about $6,000.
And towards the end of it, it was actually closer to $7,000.
Yeah.
After the end of the 5 years.
Yeah. So, there's, maybe it's not widely known, but, I've heard several people say that a lot of people lose their homes because of property taxes and not their mortgage.
And not that we ever came close to experiencing that kind of loss, but it is always something that we're thinking about when planning for our future.
Yeah. So, when we looked around and we were looking at different states to move in, we had Colorado in mind, we had Arizona.
We looked at everything.
Yeah, we had Nevada,
Montana, Idaho,
Wyoming. It just became clear that Tennessee was a very competitive state when it came to property taxes and cost of living.
Yeah.
And then speaking of which, the state of Tennessee actually has no state income tax either. So I think there are 7 states in the United States where there's no state income tax, and Tennessee's one of them. So overall, I think with the very low property tax and the no state income tax, Tennessee was just absolutely attractive financially, especially being a homeowner here in this state.
Right. Reason number 2, homeschooling. So I homeschool the kids, and there are a bunch of different rules and regulations depending on what state you're living in, so how you conduct your homeschool. And while Texas was a lot more just, notify your school district and, the children are in your hands, Tennessee is very close to it. We just have to submit a notice to the school district, and then at certain grade levels, our kids will take a standardized testing, basically just to see where they're at. And personally, I don't have any problem with that, because I do want my kids, we both want our kids to be, following along with other kids that are in their proposed grade, but I still do have the freedom to incorporate different types of curriculum or get them out there and studying in different types of group settings. So that was just very important to me, and that's reason number 2. Reason number 3, climate.
Yeah. So
Texas is hot.
Yeah,
Texas
hot. Is very hot.
And I grew up in Washington State, so until 2011 was when we moved to Texas.
Yep.
And I am very fair skinned, so I burn, and I burn bad, and there's just no way for me to tan. So enjoying the atmosphere was very far few in between. We wanted something that was going to provide a little bit more rain, seasonal, just more seasons, experiencing all the seasons.
Yeah, I think in Texas, summer is the longest season, and
it's like 12 months out of the year.
Yeah, and then when snow happens, or I guess like around winter time, if we were lucky, we would get maybe half an inch of snow or an inch of snow.
We were a little too lucky this past time, because we're still in Texas when the whole snowstorm hit, and it was a bit of a shock for us because there was no middle ground whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was fun for the kids to play in the snow a little bit, but being snowed in like that was a little bit more on the aggressive side. So we weren't looking for that. And then to kind of piggyback off of climate, reason number 4 was homesteading.
Yep. So in 2020, we actually got a hold of 4 chicks.
Buff Orpingtons.
Yep. We have a video about, the day we brought them home and how we got them set up, and we put out other videos of their growth and
running around with the kids and our very humble chicken coop.
Yep.
That
was
put
fun.
together.
That was real fun thinking. But so long story short, we received a letter in the mail, and it was from our HOA. And for those of you that are already guessing, you're probably right. Our HOA had told us that we needed to rehome our chickens, and
which was it was really disappointing because we got approval by the city that we could have hens in our backyard, and we didn't see anything that said that we couldn't have hens, and we actually knew a few people that did, even within the same housing community. It was a real deal breaker for us because it brought our family a lot of joy, and we experienced what it was like to have fresh eggs in the morning, and just that work ethic, and then seeing something like that come from taking care of an animal. And they were so much fun, and they brought us a lot of joy.
Yeah. From trying to quickly cover up their coop with a tarp when it was raining bad, or
we had fans hooked up for them. I mean, they were free range because we had a backyard, but it was fenced in. But I mean, it gets so hot there. We had fans for them, and we really took care of them. But for homesteading in Texas, it's absolutely possible to do it. It's just so hot, and the cost of having to water our future homesteading animals that we aspire to have, and to grow vegetables or fruits. The clay soil is very unforgiving if you aren't managing it all the time, and it was really hard to imagine having a homestead in Texas.
So to quickly circle back to this story, we got the letter from the HOA, and the letter was sent out like about 5 days before the deadline to actually rehome them. So we in turn had only 2 days to kind of quickly find someone that would take them, because we didn't want to just have them get tossed to like a butcher, or
And it's like you can just take chickens to the local shelter. It's not possible.
So fortunately for us, we were able to find a loving family that already had chickens of their own, and of course, wouldn't you know it, they were like 5 minutes down the road from us. So
not in a housing development, but still in the same city.
Yeah. So we took them there, and overall, I think that really shifted our perspective of, trying to, really make a go at this, and
be more self-sufficient.
Yep.
And it really brought out a different personality in our son. He loved those hens so much. It was really hard, like taking them away, and it was great to see him grow as a little mini farmer, essentially. But we want that again. We wanted that again. We're gonna get it.
Yeah.
For our family. So homesteading.
Yep.
Reason number 4, and the last one is recreational activities. I grew up, like I said, in Washington State. I grew up camping. My dad would take us, and my mom, we would all go to Long Beach over in Oregon. And We would go camping and hiking and fishing and ride inner tubes on the lakes, and we did all that kind of stuff growing up. And I'm not saying it's not possible in Texas where we're living, but again, it's just so hot and the heat takes it out of you. And we have this ambition to do a lot more of that. And just go out there and pitch a tent and roast some marshmallows and just kind of dial it back a whole lot, and create those memories and hopefully put together a scrapbook.
Yeah, I think we were trying our best before COVID happened in 2020. There's great things in Texas. I mean, there's the Ross Perot Museum. We went to the video game museum, and there's like these nature trails and other places like that. Now, like, we were living in North Texas, and like some of those scenic activities were really far away. And of course, like there were lakes around us, like Lake Louisville and Lake Ray Hubbard and other bodies of water that you can go and enjoy. But at the end of the day, it was like if you didn't have sunscreen, that's it, you're gonna get cooked. So,
and our kids build up a tan that will last for a long time. But for me personally, I burn really bad.
Yeah, she does.
And I think like the window of opportunity to go do those recreational activities is so much smaller than if you are living in a state that has the 4 seasons, to where it extends out the possibility of making those things happen, especially with somebody who works full time. This isn't, YouTube isn't our full-time thing. We hope that maybe one day it could be, just because, it's a lot of fun getting to sit together with my husband and our kids, but right now it's not. So having the ability to kind of stretch out those recreational activities that we want to go do, stretch it out, through a few more months than trying to fit it into a 2-month time period. I think it makes it a lot easier on everybody, and it makes it feel like we're doing a lot more throughout the year.
Bonus,
everyone's really friendly here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
We had a father and a son approach us on our property, very friendly. They're business owners, asking us if they could hunt on our land, because we have 40 acres, and they were just so helpful in offering to like mow our yard and help us put a garden together, and offering to take our kids and like my husband and myself out
to hunt.
And like showing us like how to really like properly explore our property, because this is completely new to us. And then we had somebody come out for some bees the other day, and he's a farmer, and he gave us his number, and he said, anytime you guys want to ask questions or you need help with something, and he gave us a lot of advice on how to handle mosquitoes and just like other things that are a more natural approach.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty stress-free.
Yeah, and he
wise.
also offered us a 6-foot lawnmower. I think it's a riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
I just don't have a truck to go pick it up right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of reciprocity here in this state. Like the folks here, we live in a pretty small town, but like a lot of the folks here, they're so generous, and for any of you living in the South, like it would be hard pressed for you to find it like more available than here in Tennessee. Now don't get me wrong, Texas is definitely hospitable, and there's always going to be a part of us that are Texans, and But, you know, I think, like, for the most part, everyone that we've met, that we've, you know, encountered or, you know, had a chat with, it's just been this overwhelming, like, show of support.
Openness. They're just, everyone's so friendly. And for a family who just moved to a state where we don't know anybody, we couldn't have asked for a better situation,
like a better reception.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't know us, so it's just awesome.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We saw a guy wearing a shirt that said that today at Lowe's.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So there you have it, folks. Andrew and I, we laid out the 5 reasons why we chose Tennessee. If you haven't had a chance yet to check out the other videos that we do have that have displayed our entire adventure of going from Texas to Tennessee, we will link them below. And please, as always, keep the dialogue coming. We are here to have interaction with other people. If you have any questions, comments, we want to be a part of that dialogue. So please, you know, let us know if you want to see anything in the future, because we are completely open to, you know, discussing it. We hope everyone has a wonderful evening or day, whatever time you're watching this video, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.